Boom. Now, despite this beer's name, it is neither a blonde stout and neither a white IPA. So what is it? You're going to find out or you just read the title of the video. Anywho, it's a new beer for me. It's a new beer for you, hopefully. So let's get jiggy with it. Beer, 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 ba beer, ba beer, beer, beer. Hello everybody, welcome back to me, Neipa, for the Ruski review. And today the beer that I have for you guys is from the Sleeping Giant Brewing Company out of Thunder Bay, Ontario. If I'm not mistaken, and no, I am not mistaken, Thunder Bay, a good, I think about 10 hours-ish away from where I am. For my American viewers, Ontario is actually pretty fucking big. And the way to get from where we are down in Toronto to closer to Manitoba, the top end of Ontario, it takes a good at least day of driving. So yeah. Anywho, we have Whiteout from the Sleeping Giants Brewing Company. And this is not, like I said, not a blonde stout, not a white IPA. It is another hazy IPA. No, not the one from Kensington. It's a hazy IPA in addition to many other ones. Yes, hazy IPA coming in at 6.1% alcohols by volume, 25 IBUs. Nothing too super crazy. You have a old school like wagon almost, like, you know, car wagon thing. Kind of reminds me of the what are they called? National Lampoons. Griswolds. The Griswolds. Very reminiscent of the Griswolds station wagon with the wood paneling and whatnot. Yeah, very funny. But yeah, anyway, I don't know what else to say, but let's crack this bad boy open. Oh wow, that was aggressive. And let's see what we got. We got our Budweiser pint-to-pint glass. It's washed. Funny enough, it's washed. But not anymore. It is now dirty and soiled with good old beer goodness. Looking at the beer itself, it's a beautiful golden color, golden yellow color. Not super hazy, at least on that particular pour. We got just about half or so. Check the thumbnail again to see if it gets hazier. But it lightly hazed, more or less clear looking IPA. Let's dive in on that nose. On the nose, a little bit of pine, more bitter grapefruit, somewhat of a burnt orange aroma. It seems a little old, a little oxidized hops, to be completely honest. On the bottom, this was packaged fairly recent, I want to say, February 15th of 2022. But the hops do seem a little old. I'm going to guess right now that this particular brew, or at least this particular can, if it was in a more warmer climate than what is probably recommended during transportation or holding at maybe at the LCBO, I doubt Sleeping Giant would have kept it hot. Usually with IPAs and pale ales and anything with a bigger hop bill, you want to keep cold as much as you can. But anyway, yeah, piney, bitter grapefruit, bitter citrus, burnt orange, a touch bit of a melon characteristic, a little herbaceous, not herbaceous, I would say more floral of an aroma, maybe some red apple skins. Either way, let's dive in. I do have to say, it seems a little bit oxidized. Yeah, a little bit oxidized, if I do say so myself. Not the greatest thing. I'm gonna have another sip with you guys. So cheers, everybody. Well, let's keep on drinking. Let's dive in to see what's going on. Piney up front, a little bit of red apple skins, slight bit of citrus rind, but that aftertaste is very reminiscent of almost how do you've had prosciutto, right? Like, we've all had prosciutto. And how is that? How prosciutto usually has that more sharp note to it as far as deli meats go. Kind of has that vibe going on, which leads me to believe that two things, in my humble opinion. Either one, the hops that were used in this beer were past their prime, which I doubt, but a more realistic reason for why I'm getting that sharp, awkwardy taste is that somewhere in the process from being canned to my purchasing of this beer, it stayed in a warmer climate than recommended for an extended period of time. I mean, like I said, that being brewed right in the middle of February and purchasing it of April 8th, it's not a ton of time, but it is just enough, I think, to introduce mishaps when it comes to the flavor profile of the beer. So I don't think this is a great example or a great sample of this particular brew. So I'm a bit bummed out at that. We are getting a little bit of tropical fruit notes, leaning towards a bit more of a dried mango, burnt orange kind of vibe coming off of here. But I think there was something during, like I said, the process of canning to purchasing, where the beer did not sit in its, recommended environment. Either way, let's see what Sleeping Giants has to say about this beer. Whiteout Hazy IPA, 6.1% ABV, 25 IBUs. Description reads, unlike the unpredictable weather in northwestern Ontario, this beer is predictably delicious. With aromas of papaya and a smooth, refreshing mouthfeel, this hazy IPA is dominant by juicy and tropical fruit notes, making it a go-to for blizzards and heat waves. This beer is unfiltered and unpasteurized. Keep cool, drink fresh. Now that's one thing where I'm harping on the LCBO a little bit. It might not be entirely their fault, but it is the best guesstimation, is that they, went against that first rule of keep cool. And again, can't put all the onus on them. I have no idea whatsoever, but that's my best guess. So yeah, I'm kind of bummed, because aromas of papaya and smooth, refreshing mouthfeel, that sounds delicious. And predictably delicious. Sleeping Giants, I haven't had a beer from them in a long while, but I don't remember any of their beers being bad or terrible. This is going to stick out. And I don't want to put the onus on them. Either way, pretty interesting. Ingredients: water, malted barley, oats, wheats, hops, and yeasty boys. Again, this was packaged on the 15th of February 2022, so it's a little over a month old, but still, really, it should not taste this off per se. Anywho, Sleeping Giants Brewing.ca is where you're going to find the website. Go to the beer page, or the Our Beer section, and you will find a Whiteout. Has the same exact description as on the can. Scrolling down, we have flavor profile, which reads full-bodied, smooth mouthfeel, very fruity with lower bitterness. Indeed, to the extent that I can get with the off flavors I'm getting, which again, attributing to holding of the final product, not process of the product. Color scale from yellow to black is very yellow. Yeast that is used is Vermont Ale. The malts that are used are Superior Pale, Oat Malt, Wheat, and Oat Flakes, and hops from Mosaic, Citra, and Columbus. In terms of IBU to bitterness scale, which is very interesting that they have a rate smack dab of 25 IBUs and 25 bitterness. I don't know where that scale comes from. It's probably a proprietary thing. Doesn't mean much to me, to be completely honest, but it's kind of cool to have that. Okay, because bitterness IBUs, different scales, X and Y, whatever. Anywho, moving over to Untapped, Whiteout has been given a 3.68 bottle caps out of 5, and that's out of just under 1,900 ratings. Now, as for the price for this beer, you're going to be paying $3.55 per 473 ml tall boy can. Not a bad price. I'm just bummed that this particular can, again, I think was held warmer than what was recommended for an extended period of time. Bums me out, but it is what I have to deal with. The aroma is pretty decent. The flavor is okay, to be honest. That more sharp umami bitterness and just savoriness is unpleasant. But when you're talking about, hazier IPAs with a bigger hop bill, or beers in general with a bigger hop bill, they don't do well under warmer temperatures. It has to be at least cellar or below to try to mitigate the changing of flavors versus time post canning. So can't put all the onus on Sleeping Giants. But if I were to get a fresher, properly stored can for a review in the future, or a re-review in the future, that would be absolutely fantastic. Anyway, I'm going to go off with what I have. So cheers on the final sip. Oh, let's get ready to rings and wrap this up. Sleeping Giants Whiteout Hazy IPA. Again, very bummed that I'm guessing the storage of this beer was a lot warmer than intended or recommended, so I can't really give it a great score. I'm gonna put it at like a 5.9 out of 10 for me, which doesn't do it justice. So I'm wanting or wishing. Oh, let's say wishing. I wish I could get a properly stored can, a fresher can. It doesn't even have to be a fresh can, but a properly stored can is the biggest factor. To re-review, I think that would be a great opportunity to really showcase what this beer has to offer, because I can see the potential, but I am tasting mishandling of the post-canned product. If that makes sense to you, it makes sense to me. Any questions, leave them down in the comments below. Overall, yeah, I wish it was fresher, or at least I wish it was stored properly. Anywho, we'll come back to it if the opportunity arises. Before I leave you guys, if you have any comments, questions, or beers you want to review in the future, you can leave all that information down in the comment box below. If you want to go ahead and like this video or subscribe to me, Brewski, it would be greatly appreciated as well. And with all that said, that's going to do it for me, Brewski. Like I always say, crack a beer and enjoy. Cheers.